Well, thank you so much for welcoming also Amnesty to the stage. Amnesty International is, as I'm sure and I hope you all know, a global organization, a human rights organization, and around the world, millions of people are part of our struggle to ensure that our universal human rights are enjoyed by all of us. And in Denmark, I'm proud to say that 60,000 citizens are members of our movement. And one of our many roles as Amnesty is to document human rights violations and to campaign for change. And for years, we have been documenting the violation of Palestinian human rights by the State of Israel. And our conclusions are grave. First, Israel, it is our conclusion, has, through its policies and daily operations in the occupied territories, Gaza, the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and in Israel, set up a system of apartheid as it is described under international law. In short, Palestinians are systematically discriminated against. That's one thing. Secondly, since 7th of October, we specifically have investigated the bombing that is taking place in the Gaza Strip. We have repeatedly found a pattern of unlawful attacks directed at civilians and civilian infrastructure. These attacks amount to what we conclude as war crimes as described under international law. And thirdly, a month ago we put out what we believe is so far the largest analysis of the totality of atrocities going on in Gaza. And we conclude that Israel is committing the act of genocide. That is, alongside what is a legitimate military objection of destroying Hamas and other combatants, Israel is, through its policies, its actions, and its omissions, committing the act of genocide, which is having the intention to destroy the Palestinian group as a whole or in part, as the wording is in the Genocide Convention. And I think it's very important for me to stress here that when we say that Israel is committing genocide, it's not an opinion. It is a conclusion on the basis of a very thorough legal analysis. And I don't have time to go through it all here, but just in short, Israel is killing civilians through its bombing. You heard the numbers. Israel is destroying crucial infrastructure, hospitals, water supply, electricity, etc. It is increasingly impossible to stay alive in the Gaza Strip. The evacuation orders are creating chaos rather than safety. I believe the number is now that 90% of the population are internally displaced. And aid is prevented from entering. My colleagues from the other NGOs will tell you more about how that is going on. But there is also an intent. We have looked at the wordings from top officials in the government and in the military. What are they saying about Palestinians as a group? And how are these words traveling through the ranks to the persons on the ground, the soldiers carrying out the acts? And we're looking at all this in a broader perspective of 52 years of occupation, 17 years of blockade, and a system of apartheid. And yes, Israel is committing genocide. In Amnesty, we know this conclusion is ours, and it's now up to the international courts to make the actual ruling if this is genocide or not. But we are absolutely sure, And I think it's now our responsibility as a community to act on these findings. The genocide is happening in front of our very eyes. So, together, as people around the world, we need to act on this knowledge. Israel is continuing its acts because the international community lets it do so. So, the topic of this discussion with my colleagues from the other NGO is what our role as NGOs, what our role as people is to stop the genocide, to pressure our governments to make our voices heard. And thank you to all of you who have been on the streets week after week, voicing your concerns and your demand of the killings to stop. For the sake of our common humanity, let's make our voices heard. Thank you.